The next point of digitalization, perhaps my favorite point, which Stephen Hawking, a famous scientist, was trying to predict in his time, was human versus AI. So, what is the future? The way AI is going, is AI a threat to human, and how this topic can be discussed? On this note, I would like to welcome Shayon to discuss on the topic. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So,
Can you plus tell our audience how what is AI and how it is affecting our life now?
AI is, you know, all know that we all are using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Artificial intelligence, in each and everyone is using with his cell phone, in each and everywhere.
Yeah.
So there are different type of, nowadays we generally use GPT.
Yeah.
Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So like whatever your input has been, your input is taken, and they provide you an output.
Yeah.
Now there are different models. Generally, the free model is 3.5.
ChatGPT 3.5.
ChatGPT 3.5.
Yeah.
But the paid version is 4.0.
Yeah.
This is, this is excellent. Because let me tell you how much time it takes to make a website for a human. 1 day, 2 day.
Yeah.
But with one AI, that is the name of the AI is durable AI.
Yeah.
You can make a website within 5 minutes. Your customized AI.
Yeah.
You customized websites.
Yeah.
With that. So see, nowadays you cannot flee away, and even if you are the owner of a company, you will definitely try to integrate AI.
Yeah.
It's not like that, because it is helpful. So you should know that how AI works, because AI cannot work without prompting.
Yes.
So you have to put proper prompt, and then only AI will be able to work. Otherwise, AI doesn't have the consciousness.
Yes.
Which human have.
We have. Yeah. Yeah.
So what we have to do is, we have to know how to take help from AI. It's not, we do not have to make enemy with any AI. It's like we have to make friendship with AI, and then only it will be easier for us or for the people to work, and they can maintain that work. Like if you work in the old days,
Yeah.
I mean, generally you do not have any option left but to be sacked. But now, if you know how to use those things, say AI uses data modeling or data modeling or data training. AI also needs to learn.
Yeah.
So how it will learn? The human has to teach him. It's a bulk data,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
human has to teach him, and AI will learn in that way. AI cannot do anything by its own.
By its own. Yeah.
The human has to trigger it, and then only AI will work. So basically, there is, yes, some fields, like say for example call centers, customer supports, these fields can be impacted due to AI, because nowadays you can see there are chatbots are there. So just they will give you the options, and you just select one. You will see nowadays also in different customer supports, there is no even customer care is there. There is a customer chatbot is
Yes. Yeah.
So with the help of chatbot, they generally solve it, and they generally reduce their expenses.
Yeah.
So this is the future of AI.
Yeah.
Future of AI. And now we were coming back to the security. I think we were talking about the security. Yes, there I want to say something. See, security is also like it depends on human, on us, on the users. Generally, we do not, the websites or the apps we do use from Google Play Store or Android iOS, or I forget the name, that is iStore.
Yeah.
From iStore, generally
You mean Apple Store. Yeah.
Yeah, they are very secure.
Yeah.
They are secure. But you will see that there are some websites or applications which we downloaded from the Chrome or any kind of free open source. Maybe kind of an hacked version of it, or mod version of it.
Yeah.
Or maybe any kind of pirated movie, Telegram channels,
Yeah.
different links. So what generally takes it, say you are logged in. Say for example you are logged in, and there is a session ID. Session ID is constant for each and every user.
Okay.
Now with the help of the session ID, the application will come to know that who is the user. it doesn't recognize your as your username or password. It recognizes on the session ID.
Session ID.
So session if the session
I mean, the IP addresses. I have told that IP addresses.
IP addresses is not related to session ID.
Okay.
IP addresses is like where you are connected. IP you will see get it with the IP config. There you will get the IP address, but it is not related to that. But it can gives you the location.
Okay. Another thing I have been told that if a link is starting with HTTP or www.
HTTP is a secure protocol.
So that is secure. I can click on that link.
You can click on it.
Yeah.
But of course there are also HTTPS, which is not secure.
Okay.
HTTPS is not also still much secure, but HTTP
is secure, HTTP is not secure.
Okay, vice versa.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is, whenever we are trying to access something, we have a session ID, as I mentioned. So now, whenever you download some unauthorized applications or any links, it generally takes this session ID from you, and with the help of the session ID, it tries to log into other other portal. So the portal thinks that the user Simon has logged in, so I will give him everything.
Yeah.
Now in this way, your security threats, your your data can be breached. So definitely, there is nothing wrong with the digitalization.
Yeah.
It's based on the human. Like we are greedy, we want to get something free because nowadays you know that nothing is free. So somebody is telling you that this movie is free. This movie is free. This movie or maybe this content is free. That means there is something wrong. Because you know, right? You have come here to do the business, right? You have come here to do the business. So basically, you are not coming here to do the welfare.
Yeah.
So it means if you are thinking that it's free, that means there is something wrong.
Yes.
And of course, with that data, I mean, anything can happen. So that's why we should use the secure websites, secure phones.
Yeah, but nowadays smartphones, they do give alert. Like when you click any link, they can say that it may divert to an unsafe website if you don't download.
Yes. Now what you are trying to say is, nowadays if you update your security, update your phone regularly, they will give you.
Yeah.
Now there is one dependency, also of dependency. Generally, as a developer, we generally use it. It generally release after 4 years. So means, say for example, you are using one software, you have already developed a software, you have give it into the production, customers are using it.
Yeah.
Now after 4 years, there will be another dependency check will be there, or the vulnerability that is known as SSO is single sign-on. That is different. This is called vulnerabilities. So like this, say for example, you are using one dependency. Say for example, map. I'm talking one very example. That is the Google Maps.
Gmaps. Okay.
Gmaps. So now say Uber is using the Gmaps. So how they integrate it? They use an API called Google Map API.
Yeah. Okay. When the backend the API is
being called.
Okay.
So this is a dependency.
Okay.
So now say for example, Google Map has been breached. Now, when Google Map has been breached, at that point, if the vulnerability has not been fixed, then Uber is also breached.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
It happens with Cisco. Cisco you have used, Cisco AVEX.
Okay.
So there was a dependency breach called Logger that generally prints everything. So with the help of the security breach, the Cisco had faced a huge loss.
Yeah.
So that is what my point is, that whenever you are getting something, say the phones you are talking about, the say Android
phones
or iOS phones.
Yeah.
That's why security update is very much necessary, because they fix the bugs.
Yeah.
They fix the bugs. They fix the vulnerabilities. They fix the issues. Otherwise, Trojan horses are also there. Like say for example, Trojan horses. You know that in Greek, generally they sent a horse to Troy with the soldiers inside it.
Okay.
So this is sorry. CrowdStrike. I'm not sure about it.
CrowdStrike also does it.
Yes, but this is also very example. One of the examples, like Trojan horses. So they generally send you in that way, and you generally, whenever you just click it,
and
the application or the application has been encrypted, it will start running back in your system, in your machine, or in your
so we can trust that process over there. So nowadays, what we do that we are giving our information to companies like Google. We have to because Gmail.
No, basically you have to do that. Whenever you are using Android phone, Android is made by Google.
Yes, yes.
So whenever you are using Google Android phone, you are giving everything to Google.
Google, yes,
So that's why you will see that Google Ad Service is there. Google Ad Service collects the data. Because Google needs to earn. So Google Ad Service collects the data, whatever you are searching. Say, for example, you are searching for biryani. You will see then lots of ads of coming on regarding
And he's selling
Zomato
and he's selling to Zomato.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So this is like that. They generally sell the data to that, and that is a mutual agreement.
Yeah.
You cannot
You cannot
do anything with that. So it is like that because you consider that these things will be published.
Okay.
So that's why you shouldn't publish something which is like very much, say for example, your private photos, or maybe you do not need to do that.
Yeah. On
If
social
you
media
do that,
platform.
it can happen. It can happen. If your security has been breached, it can happen. And
Security, yeah.
security
Is clear, but is clear. But the point I was trying to ask you that we have many of us have watched Avengers here, and then there was a movie called Avengers: The Age of Ultron, where the character Tony Stark was trying to build an AI called Ultron, who was actually the thought was to protect the humanity, but it turned out to be the opposite, and he actually tried to kill destroy the humanity. So is it actually a science fiction, or it is actually
no,
the possibility?
It can happen. I mean, recently there was a news coming from OpenAI.
Yeah,
the
OpenAI, founder of ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Sam Altman,
The
founder of
co-founder of ChatGPT.
He was sacked from the company because I think they were working on a Q model which can determine what will be the next step of a human. Say for example, you are the user. As I mentioned, how the AI collects data. AI collects data based on your recent past activities.
Yes.
These are the activities, and you have chosen the data on that.
Yeah.
So based on this data, on the analysis, I mean it's basically statistics.
Yes.
Probability.
Yeah.
So on the basis on the probability, it can predict that Q model can predict your future or what the steps you are going to do. So I mean, see nowadays technologies are very much advanced in nature, and these things, whatever you are trying to say, it can happen. They can basically this is actually the probability, and based on the probability and statistics, they can
happen. Yeah.
They can happen.
Yeah,
So there is no certainty. We cannot say that it will not happen, but it can happen. And recently, one news has come out that AI has already hired one lawyer for himself. It happens in Israel probably.
Okay.
So you can understand that.
Lawyer is also an AI.
No, human lawyer. So AI is the employer now. So it happens, and even if you nowadays apply for new company, you just put your CVs, right? There are resumes.
Yeah, your resumes. Yeah.
So nowadays humans don't go through those CVs.
It's actually 80 score. Yeah.
It is taken by the AI. The AI go through that.
Series field.
Yeah, they give you 80
They
score.
go through that. They generally there are some awards are there. So based on these awards, they generally think that whether he should be
Eligible.
he is eligible or not. Then that's why then we will go for
that's the interview.
or
Interview.
the screening.
Yeah.
Shortlisting. So AI generally
No, you just told us that AI hired a lawyer, but the lawyer will pay money, of course.
Yes.
So AI get money from.
Sir, AI generally, sir, actually what happens whenever you are using, say there are different AIs are there, GPTs are there. So that is actually known as generative GPTs. This is the basic model of it. So whenever you are adapting something, so say as a user, you generally don't know what is the cost of a search. Say you are searching something, it is say for example you are searching for a document, and AI will produce the document. But generally, the company who has built the AI, he has to bear some cost. So in that way, the company who has built it, he has to produce or he has to bear the cost of that lawyer. Generally, it is like in that way it has happened that AI has taken the decision that the lawyer will be taken, but the payment will be done by the parent company.
The AI always in every respect acts more efficiently
No,
than human beings.
it generally depends on the how it is trained on, because it generally depends on the data, that how much correct data or how much accurate data you have trained him. with the how much accurate data you have trained with. So if the trained data is wrong, then AI can take wrong decisions.
But in some cases, like recently I heard that maybe MI, the famous mobile company,
Xiaomi.
yes, Xiaomi, they have actually automated car, that auto drive car, and they have trained it on the model data, the actual good data, but it actually crashed. Instead of while it was on autopilot, the driver is actually trying to take control, but it didn't give control. Instead of pulling the brakes, it actually hit that, and
So if it is in the initial phase, these things can happen, because as I mentioned that it is, so the data which is being inserted here, that is done by a human.
yes.
That is done by a human.
So there is a margin of error.
That is a margin of errors. AI generally it's mathematical calculations.
Yeah, yeah.
So calculations, we generally think that as the calculator does, it's generally it will do the in an accurate way.
Okay, a particular IT guy has told me that nowadays AI girlfriends are available.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So another question is that, would you prefer an AI girlfriend over a human girlfriend?
So if you don't have any physical need, actually you will prefer to talk to AI, because
Yes.
the way that he told that the GPTs, the way I trained, when you will talk, you will actually feel like you are talking to a human. Especially GPT-4, when you talk to them, they're actually so humanized, so well humanized. When you talk and you share your
My
maybe,
words will emotional.
yeah, there will be emotions in the word when they will reply back
But
to you.
I think, sir, I think AI cannot reach to the EQ. IQ they can
When
reach better than us, but
Yeah.
EQ probably emotional quotients, that is probably I haven't reached there yet. They generally, what they can do, they generally, sir, whenever we are weak, we generally look for somebody who is supportive in nature. But AI cannot do that. AI just will say that what I can do,
No,
because it
no, you can talk to ChatGPT.
Yes, thank God. I was just worried about the daughters of mine. What will happen to them? All the boys go for AI girlfriends. All this to them. Daughters
So,
of
sir,
mine.
the AI cannot replace a human. I mean,
That's right.
as an emotional one, you cannot.
AI girlfriend. Thank you very much. Okay.